So first of all, Jonno and Bernard, welcome to Radcliffe. I know you're both familiar with the club already, but what was your reasoning for taking this opportunity at this time?
Well, there's a lot, to be honest with you. The growth of the football club over the last few years has been unbelievable to see, because we're both localish lads. I'm a mile up the road, he's 600 yards. So we've seen it grow closely. Obviously got lots of friends who come watching. They've talked about it quite a bit. But you can also see the season you just had with Bobby, just missing out on the playoffs, winning a cup, that each season on season it's got slightly better over the last few years. So there's quite a number of things that attracted us to it, really. There was always a bit of a sticking point with the level having us got out of there a few years back, but the ambition, the vision of the owner, the chairman, are always the things that you're first excited to speak to about. So as soon as we sat down with them the other day to discuss it, we knew straight away it was the right thing to do. We knew it was the right type of football club to help us with our ambitions as a vehicle to where we want to get to. And that's all you want as a football club. You want them to align with your visions and ambitions to where you want to get to in the game. Similar for yourself, Bernard?
Yeah, the best thing for me is the fact that I can walk to work. But no, he'll be honest with you. Although we've been at some big football clubs over the last couple of years, and we was at Spennymoor last year and this year, which is a great football club. But in terms of travel, it was just absolutely beyond what I could do. And we've been speaking over the last couple of seasons about Radcliffe, where they are. It's definitely a project that I wanted to do for the last couple of seasons. But timing's everything. Tried my best to stay away from it for the last couple of seasons, because when you come down, you automatically get linked with, do you want the job? And it's although it's been the case, it's not been the case. But for now, I think timing's everything, and I just think, especially for the family and friends in and around the area, it's the timing's key for me.
Obviously, you bring a vast amount of experience from this division as well as higher. How do you think that's going to help you here?
Listen, football doesn't change no matter what job you go into. The only difference is the people that are there. So I used the word before, the vision of the football club being the correct one. The experience that we've sort of garnered from ambitious football clubs in the past helps you anyway. We've been all types of different owners and chairmen, village football clubs to fan-owned to privately owned football clubs. So we've been and seen everything. So with that, you pick up experience along the way. So when you've managed as many games as we have, I know we don't look old enough to have done this, but we've managed 630 odd games between us, obviously together. You pick up so much, and we're always learning. The last 7 months, the sabbatical that we've had, the last 7 months, 8 months that we've had has been key for that type of stuff, reflecting on what we've done, good and bad, how we can improve. So all the years of honing your skills, win, lose, draw, they've all come into that over the last few months when you're thinking about what you want to do next and how you apply that to your next job.
It's nice to hear that. And Bernard, for you?
I like what Anthony said. I don't want to say the same as what he's saying, but in terms of experience, I mean, for him, he's been watching local football. Yeah, he took I won't say a role at Totty, but he's been helping. He's put a lot back into football as Jonno, whereas I've tried to utilise the fact that, I've been to watch City a lot, and as much as you enjoy watching football, you're trying to sort of watch and try and look into depth how he does what he does. And listen, we'll never replicate that level of football. However, I'd like to think, in terms of reflection, you learn a lot while you're not in the game, but it's important you stay in the game. And I've been watching football at a different angle, i.e. watching City as much as I can. So hopefully I'm not saying I've learned a lot and we can incorporate into our style, but I've certainly enjoyed that time away. I needed it. 15 years, it's been a lot, but in terms of reflection, ready to go again now. I'm not, we're excited. We are. John touched on a level before, but the levels, it's gone for me now. It's a case of getting our roots at a football club, who back us, who stand by what they say, and it's down to myself and John to try and go one better than Bobby's done. And Bobby's done a tremendous job at the club. He has. He's someone I spoke to throughout the season, so it's one of them that he's gone out, we've come in. That's just the nature of the beast, and I hope we can go one better.
Are you looking to make any changes in terms of what Bobby did, regarding staff as well as players?
There's always changes. It's just the nature of football, and that applies to if the previous manager was still in. He's going to look to grow what he's doing. Wants to do things better than probably what he's failed on, and that's no different to us. We've always had an element of similar people that have been at the club before we've come in, because they're the experts there. They've seen what's happened. You can lean on them for their expertise and experience of that previous season. So there's always change, but there's also you sort of mitigate that with the fact that you want to keep a couple of people on. So they're not even discussions we've had, if I'm honest with you. I mean, we're absolutely buzzing to be here. So it's just taking it all in at this moment in time, because as I said, we're enjoying the time off and being involved in other business interests, if you will, to then getting the phone call about the job. It's been a bit of a whirlwind few days. So that stuff needs to be sorted over the next sort of 24, 48 hours, 3 days, 4 days. Them conversations need to be had. But naturally, there's always changes to be made. We're thinking bigger. We're not always thinking about what happens tomorrow. We're thinking about what's going on in the next 2, 3, 4 years. You're hoping everything that you build towards can be something that you've garnered from momentum over a period of time. So it'll be carefully planned. We'll have conversations with everyone, see where they're all at. That's players, that's staff, other people around the football club, to see what they thought of what's happened, and then see how we can improve it from there.
As you're both local lads, have you got anything for the fans after signing on a dotted line?
Yeah, like I said before, I think 6-7 years ago they were struggling to get 3 figures. To be averaging over 700 supporters now and getting 4 figures on quite a regular basis is unbelievable. It's a working class town. It's not lost on us. As I said, we're from a mile away, not even I can see his house, I think, from here. So we know a lot of the supporters, we know a lot of the fans, we know the passion that they've got. We know that one or two were upset about certain decisions that are taken. That is the nature of football, and it's our job then to get people back on side with the football side of things, but also with what they see that's potentially going to come in. So they're going to have a good ride. They'll have a team on the pitch that plays attractive, attacking, exciting football. But most importantly, they'll have a group of lads that every time they put the shirt on and go out there, will put 100% in. I know it's cliche, I know everyone says that, but you speak to anyone who has watched any of our teams, they'll all back that up. Our teams are very, very hard-working sides that create lots of chances. Doesn't always go the way you want it to go, but we want them to be excited. And I think that's one thing we've talked about over the last 48 hours, that whatever we do this season, we want to be excited when we put a team out there. We want to take risks and see a team that's desperate to win.